The starship Elysium hummed softly as it descended through the atmosphere of the alien world. I, Captain Elias Varn, stood at the helm, my hands gripping the controls as the ship's AI guided us toward the surface. The planet, known as Zephyria, was a lush, vibrant world, home to the Zephirians, a highly advanced yet enigmatic species. Our mission was simple: establish diplomatic relations and secure an alliance against the growing threat of the Kryx Dominion. But nothing about this mission had been simple so far. The Zephirians were a proud and secretive people, their culture shrouded in mystery. They had agreed to meet with us, but only under strict conditions. We were to land in a secluded area, far from their cities, and only I was permitted to approach their representative. No weapons, no escorts, no technology beyond my communicator. It was a risky move, but the stakes were too high to refuse. As the Elysium touched down on a grassy plateau, I took a deep breath and stepped out into the alien sunlight. The air was warm and fragrant, filled with the scent of exotic flowers. Before me stood a grand, crystalline structure, a pavilion of sorts, its translucent walls shimmering in the light. This was the meeting place. I approached cautiously, my boots crunching on the strange, iridescent gravel. As I neared the pavilion, I noticed movement inside. A figure stepped into view, and my breath caught in my throat. She was breathtaking. Tall and slender, her skin was a soft, opalescent blue, shimmering like the surface of a tranquil sea. Her hair, long and silvery, cascaded down her back like a waterfall of moonlight. She wore a flowing gown that seemed to be woven from starlight itself, clinging to her form in a way that was both elegant and ethereal. But what struck me most were her eyes, large, almond-shaped, and a deep, mesmerizing violet. They regarded me with a mixture of curiosity and caution, and I could see the intelligence behind them. "I am Captain Elias Varn of the United Earth Federation," I said, bowing slightly. "I come in peace, seeking an alliance with the Zephirian people." She tilted her head, studying me for a moment before speaking. Her voice was melodic, almost hypnotic. "I am Princess Lysara of Zephyria." "You are not what I expected." I couldn't help but smile. "I get that a lot." Her lips curved into the faintest hint of a smile, but it quickly faded. "You must understand, Captain Varn, that we do not take alliances lightly. Our people have survived by remaining isolated, by keeping our secrets close. To open ourselves to outsiders is unprecedented." "I understand," I said. "But the Kryx Dominion threatens us all. If we don't stand together, we risk falling one by one." She regarded me for a long moment, her violet eyes searching mine. Then, without warning, she reached up and undid the clasp at her shoulder. Her gown slipped away, pooling at her feet, and she stood before me, completely uncovered. I froze, my mind racing. This was unexpected, to say the least. Her shock was clear, her eyes widening as she realized what had happened. She quickly crossed her arms over her chest, her cheeks flushing a deeper shade of blue. I did not mean to." "It's okay," I said quickly, averting my gaze. I didn't see anything." She let out a soft, frustrated sigh. "This is embarrassing. Our garments are designed to respond to our emotions. When I felt conflicted, it must have misinterpreted my intentions." I risked a glance back at her, relieved to see that she had retrieved her gown and was hastily refastening it. "It's all right," I said, trying to sound reassuring. "Really. These things happen." She looked at me, her expression a mixture of embarrassment and amusement. "You are surprisingly understanding, Captain Varn." "Call it a human trait," I said with a shrug. She smiled, a genuine smile this time, and I felt a strange warmth in my chest. There was something about her, something that drew me in. Perhaps, she said, we are not so different after all. We spent the next few hours talking, discussing the threat of the Kryx Dominion and the potential for an alliance. She was sharp and insightful, her knowledge of politics and strategy impressive. But it was her passion for her people, her determination to protect them, that truly resonated with me. As the sun began to set, casting the sky in hues of gold and purple, she turned to me. Captain Varn, I must confess. I was skeptical of your intentions when you arrived. But you have shown me that humans are capable of great honor and compassion. I will recommend to my father that we form an alliance with your federation. Relief washed over me, and I bowed my head. Thank you, Princess Lysara. You have no idea what this means to us. She stepped closer, her violet eyes locking onto mine. There is one more thing, she said softly. Our people believe that true alliances are forged not just through words, but through actions. Through trust. I nodded, unsure of where she was going with this. I would like to visit your world, she said. To see for myself the heart of humanity. And to learn more about you. I blinked, surprised. I would be honored to show you Earth, I said. She smiled, and for the first time, I saw a glimmer of something more in her eyes, something that made my heart race. As I boarded the Elysium and prepared for the journey home, I couldn't help but feel that this was just the beginning. The beginning of an alliance, yes, but also the beginning of something far more personal. And as the starship lifted off, carrying us toward the stars, I knew that my life would never be the same. Epilogue. The alliance between Earth and Zephyria proved to be a turning point in the war against the Kryx Dominion. Together, our forces pushed back the enemy, securing peace for both our peoples. But for me, the greatest victory was something far more personal. Princess Lysara and I grew closer during her time on Earth, our bond deepening with each passing day. She became not just an ally, but a friend. And then, something more. Today, as I stand beside her on the steps of the Zephyrine Palace, watching the sun set over her world, I am filled with a sense of peace. She turns to me, her violet eyes shining with love. Thank you, Elias, she says softly, for showing me the heart of humanity. I take her hand in mine, smiling. And thank you, Lysara, for showing me the beauty of your world, and your heart. As the stars begin to twinkle in the sky above, I know that our journey is far from over. But whatever the future holds, we will face it together. And that, more than anything, is what makes it all worthwhile.